My work is always trying to reconnect others with their natural environment. So for me as an artist, I'm trying to re-engage that fascination with the natural world. I often think that when we become mindful and aware of our surroundings, we see that what's always seemed natural reveals how supernatural it really is. I'm simply just trying to offer up to a viewer another way of looking at their natural environment. My name's Oliver Ashworth-Martin and I'm an artist living and working in Melbourne, Australia. I studied fine art sculpture at the Cardiff School of Art and Design back in the UK, and in 2014 I moved to Australia. As an artist, I was completely captivated by the land here. It's one of extreme contrast, power and storytelling. I particularly became interested in the tiny seed pods, the native seed pods I'd find scattering the landscape here. And I started by doing a series of very large botanical drawings. I was speaking to the history of botanical art and science, but I wanted to take these further, so I augmented and abstracted these forms where I actually cut into these pods. And what I was revealing was this hidden fractal geometry that we don't often get to see. So I was sort of celebrating the inner workings of nature. That's just started a sort of interest and love affair with the land and the natural objects that I'd find here. A lot of my work is quite minimal. I'm often just working with one or two materials, and the process is often the thing that ignites something new. I like the honesty of working with a material and seeing where I can take it. It's definitely changed since being in Australia. I'm not exclusively working with the seed pods, but I just find I keep coming back to their forms, their structures, which still, nearly a decade on, inspire me. They keep taking me into the landscape, so they're sort of vehicles for me to connect with the land. The cycles of nature are particularly interesting to me, and this is something I wanted to explore in my sculptural series I call The Traces. These were created by actually pouring concrete onto the clustered seed pods within a mould. Once they're set, I then take them out of the mould, I sort of gouge into it, drill into it, help dislodge these materials from the concrete and burn them away. I use a blowtorch just so I can have a bit of control with where the heat is applied. Often what is left are these beautiful imprints of the forms themselves. I then polish the concrete to really accentuate this contrast. These were actually inspired by seeing the devastation of bushfires here in Australia. It's an apocalyptic sight, but beneath all this destruction there is this power, this regenerative force that I found incredible, and it can create a whole new landscape. The Immortal series are a series of bronze casts of the seed pods. I again cut into these, revealing these hidden patterns and voids, beautiful voids within the pods. I was speaking to the history of bronze casting, which often honours figures and historical moments, but I wanted to use that process to immortalise these natural objects that are so ephemeral and numerous in the landscape, and sort of elevate them to symbolic totems of the land and sort of fractal order hidden from us. I often think art and science are trying to do the same thing. They're often trying to show people new ways of looking at the world, discover new things, and I think if they've both succeeded, they've taken another onto a path of wonder and amazement. It's something I try and do as an artist, is to discover something new, reveal something hidden, celebrate what is. The two have always historically gone hand in hand and have maybe branched away, but I think my interest is in bringing them back together.